The chime of the bell beckons us into a sacred time. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Houston, where we widen love's circle by honoring the inherent worth and dignity of all. We extend a heartfelt and inclusive invitation for you to join us in meaningful worship and in service to the world. Buenos días y bienvenidos a esta comunidad donde ampliamos el círculo del amor, honorando el valor y la dignidad inherentes de todos. We greet all those who join us this morning and hope those watching the live stream will fill out the online attendance form and refer to the many announcements in the online order of service. We ask those here in person to take a moment to check in by scanning the QR code on the front of your order of service. Then, after the service, seek out and introduce yourself to someone you don't yet know. We have visitors every Sunday. Let's make them feel welcome as we always do. Now we are going to sing our opening hymn, and it's going to be done a little different than we normally do. We have some instruments. If you want to grab an instrument, you can. If you want to dance in the aisle, hey, dance a little. You want to shake, you want to snap a finger, clap, feel free. There is one little tricky part to the song. So repeat after me. That's how. The light. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light. That's how the light gets in. So that's the only thing that's a little bit different than what I'm going to sing. You're just going to repeat after me. Please rise in body or spirit, and let's lift our voices in song. The choir's out there with you to help. Forget your perfect offering. Ring the bells that you can ring. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering. Ring the bells that you can ring. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering. Ring the bells that you can ring. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering.
morning, y'all. It is good to be together. Come now, come into the space. Come you with your joy and your grief, you with your unmet needs, and you with much to give. Come you who harbor darkness, and you who shine like the sun. Lean in now to the extraordinary and unlikely beauty that is this moment. Out of ordinary life, we arrive to answer love's invitation, and together this morning we make this space sacred. Come, let us worship.
Celebremos combatiendo nuestras vidas, encendiendo esta luz.
Good morning. We're going to share our covenant with each other. If you don't know the words, they're in your order of service. Love is the spirit of our congregation. Service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to encourage one another. Thus do we covenant.
Of Morning. Oh, there it is. I'd like to invite all the children to come on up to what somebody in the first service referred to as our circle carpet of love for the time for all ages. So my name is Kinsey. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the director of religious exploration here at the church. Today we are going to talk a little bit about how to soothe ourselves. So there are many, many ways that we can help our body and our mind and our soul whenever we're feeling really, really tense like this, right? Sometimes whenever we are upset, we tense our bodies up, right? Has anyone ever done that? Oh, great, you are so relaxed, love that. Sometimes whenever I'm like that, I like to do what's called a singing meditation. So it's just really making sure that you are relaxed and singing words, and these words help me. But first, I want us to try something real quick. So people out there and people sitting at our carpet, our circle of love, can try this too. So put your hand on your heart real quick, and I want you to hum. Do you feel that in your chest? It's like a little buzzing. It feels like bumblebees almost. Very good. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a call and response, an I sing, you sing type of situation, just like you did with Dr. Rock. I want you to repeat these words after me, and if you're not perfect, it's okay. Forget your perfect offering. Ready? Repeat after me. Loosen, loosen, baby. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry. You don't have to carry the weight of the world. The weight of the world in your muscles and bones. In your muscles and bones. Let go. Let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Very good. Let's try that all together. And remember, if it's not perfect, that's okay. So put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. One more time. Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Wasn't that so nice? Thank you so much for doing that with me, you all. And now I'm going to dismiss the young folk to their classes. Go ahead and meet your teachers and your leaders at the exit sign back there. Thank you.
Thanks, Kinsey, and to all our young friends. I think you're going to have an amazing time doing some planting today. I saw Kinsey walk in with a big bunch of plants. Sounds like so much fun. So as you go, a reminder that we love you. You are an important part of our community today and for everything we're building together. So congregation, if you will please join with me to sing the children out using the words in your order of service. Now, beloveds, is the time that we allow our bodies and spirits to settle into this space. I invite you to feel the chair holding you, your body fully relaxed and fully present. Notice anywhere in your body you may be holding tension. Maybe it's your jaw or your brow or your shoulder. Maybe your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth. Let that go. Allow your breaths to move in and out naturally. And as you feel the rise and fall of your body, extended gratitude. Breathing in, I bring my body peace. Breathing out, I bring my body peace. Breathing in, I bring my body ease. Breathing out, I bring my body ease. Breathing in, I bring my body harmony. Breathing out, I bring my body harmony. Breathing in, I bring my body compassion. Breathing out, I bring my body compassion. Breathing in, I extend my body gratitude. Breathing out, I extend my body gratitude. In all the busyness of our days, our breath always grounds us and reminds us we are a part of the larger heartbeat of the world. Quiet friend who has come so far, feel how your breathing makes space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower and you the bell. As you ring, what batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into the change. What is it like, such intensity of pain? If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses. Find the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. To the rushing water, speak, I am. We pause now together to lift up that which sits heavy and light on our hearts. We continue to hold Penny Serling with tender care as she grieves the passing of her husband and our beloved community member, Jeff Scarda. Jeff's memorial service is being planned for January 17th, 2026. We continue holding Friday and Valerie Alessi with tender care as they grieve the passing of beloved father, husband, and community member Remington Alessi. We send healing thoughts to Francie Johnson and Steve Colvin as they navigate Francie's recent health concerns. And we send healing thoughts to Pandora Johnson, who has served our daycare program for many years. We also hold up a celebration for all who participated in the many ways in the No Kings March yesterday. It was a wonderful showing, and Houston had more than 15,000 protesters in the area. Mi Sheberach is a prayer in the Jewish tradition for the healing of those whose names are called out by congregants. There are similar practices in the African, indigenous, and pagan traditions, and we honor these rituals by saying aloud or bringing to mind those who we wish to be held by the loving embrace of this religious community. They too are a part of the great cloud of witness and memory, and even if we do not know their names, we hold them in our hearts. Along with everything spoken aloud, let us remember the suffering and joy amid our community that we don't know, and that which is kept in the silence of our hearts. we pause together in awe and wonder of the beauty, diversity, and mystery that is life. In the spirit of love, in the spirit of hope, and in the spirit of compassion, I invite each of you to enter into a time of silent prayer, meditation, or reflection.
In the quiet of this place, let this moment fill with grace. This is my prayer. This is my prayer. May the sense of mystery guide us through our journey. This is my prayer. This is my prayer. This is my prayer.
Each week, our morning offering is shared with an organization that shares our Unitarian Universalist values and through which we may live out our principles in the world. This week, we're donating to refurbish affordable housing in Freedmanstown. Our community projects team has been instrumental in preserving and rejuvenating the buildings of the historic Freedmanstown museums in Houston. They now are lending their talents to a sister project, refurbishing much needed affordable housing near the museum. We now invite a representative from the Freedman Towns Association to join us in the pulpit and tell us more about this effort. John Finley of the Board of Directors of Freedmanstown. Please come.
Once again, good morning. And I'd like to convey my heartfelt thanks to this church and all what y'all have done for us in the past year, providing resources to uplift the people in Freemanstown. Personally, I'd like to thank Phil, Warren, and Joe. And it's good to have people who's perfectionists, because if the work ain't done right, they won't let us finish it. So, so I am really grateful for them. And even though I passed by this church for years and never knew what kind of people, who attended service here, but I'd like to say y'all are wonderful people, and to help people that you don't know and never met, it's a blessing. And once again, I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, and from all the people in Freemanstown and the Board of Managers, President Tracy Dollar, Vice President Sharonda Johnson, Board Member Terrence Williams, Board Member Mia Butler, and Kayla Curtsey. On behalf of them, I'd like to, thank everybody here at the church.
Thank you so much. Oops, I have the wrong sheet of paper. Here we go. Those in the sanctuary will find the instructions for text giving as we make our donations in the order of service next to the name of the shared offering recipient. And those watching the live stream will see the instructions on your screen. Our regular Sunday morning offering collection invites us to weave a tapestry of love and action. We ask that you give generously. An offering will now be gratefully received.
Please join me in dedicating your generous offering using the words in your order of service. To the work of this church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our gifts.
Today's reading is called Welcome Traveler by Bayo Akomalafe. I am quite confident that even as the oceans boil and the hurricanes beat violently against our once safe shores, and the air sweats with the heat of impending doom, and our fists protest the denial of climate justice, that there is a path to take that has nothing to do with victory or defeat, a place we do not yet know the coordinates to, a question we do not yet know how to ask.
The point of the departed arrow is not merely to pierce the bullseye and carry the trophy. The point of the arrow is to sing the wind and remake the world in the brevity of flight. There are things we must do, sayings we must say, thoughts we must think, that look nothing like the images of success that have so thoroughly possessed our visions of justice.
May this new decade be remembered as the decade of the strange path, of the third way, of the broken binary, the post-human movement for emancipation, the gift of disorientation that opens up new places of power. May this decade bring more than just solutions, more than just a future. May it bring words we don't yet know and temporalities we have not yet inhabited.
May we be slower than speed could calculate and swifter than the pull of the gravity of words can incarcerate. And may we be visited so thoroughly and met in wild places overwhelmingly that we are left undone.
Ready for composting.
Ready for the impossible.
Welcome to the decade of the fugitive. Here ends our reading. Now I invite you to open your hymnals to number 109, the teal hymnals to 109. And we will sing Meditation on Breathing. We're gonna sing it from the bottom up. And so I'm gonna start with the drone, and then I'll do, for 2 verses, or 2 times, then I'll do the descant 2 times, and then the melody 2 times. If you want to stay on the drone, stay on the drone. If you like the melody, sing the melody. If you like the descant, sing that. Please rise in body or in spirit as we lift our voices in song together.
The title of today's sermon is inspired by my experience at the annual symposium hosted by the seminary that I attend, Star King School for the Ministry. Bearing grief, breathing, liberation was the theme of our time together in the summer of 2023. And I find myself continuing to return to this phrase season after season as my grief for this aching world mounts. Bearing grief, breathing liberation. In the words of the poet Mark Nepo, everything is so beautiful, and I am so sad. How do we stay close to our lives' work of liberation while bearing such ever-mounting grief? The author of today's only reading is Bayo Akomolafe, who I consider one of my teachers and a prophet for these times. Born in Nigeria, he was raised with both Christian and Yoruban traditions, and I love his work because he stretches me beyond my familiar frameworks. Bayo is a philosopher and an activist. He's a writer and father and partner, and he founded the Emergence Network, which connects artists and activists seeking new responses to old problems. And that's the part that really interests and energizes me, the idea of responding to the things that ail us in new ways. When Bayo refers to the decade of the fugitive, he's not referring to some grainy CCTV footage of someone trying to get away with something or a Harrison Ford Hollywood character. He's referring to someone being chased who's seeking sanctuary. In this metaphor that he uses, the fugitive is constantly moving through spaces where they've lost their way, unconcerned if they still fit in the community that they've left, seeking new ways of being and places of living that suit their needs now. In the reading, Bayo says, the relentless curdling of the edges, the splashes of threatening ocean waves, the dimming of the sun by the dust in the air, the disappearance of bees, all conspire to remove this post-Ice Age refuge we have long known as home. The ground has withdrawn her endorsement. We are no longer at ease. The ground has withdrawn her endorsement. We are no longer at ease. We are no longer in a good relationship with this land that has held us for so long. To me, to move like a fugitive in these strange and changeful times requires a combination of desperation and curiosity. And I wonder about you who are committed to justice and freedom and interdependence. Do you ever feel desperate about finding a shared path into our future? Do you feel curious about the brave new ways that we could learn to be together that would make for a better and a kinder future? The first time I ever preached about climate grief was at my home church, the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Las Vegas. It was at the end of the summer that wildfires burned down the town of Lahaina on the island of Maui. And through readings and prayer, through silence and through singing, we really felt our way as a community into that grief. And at the end of the service, my good friend Rory walked a gaggle of crying children up to me. And she said, "You did this, and you gotta help us get out of this." And I learned an important lesson that day. I had done a good job opening the grief box, and then I left everybody there in that sticky and vulnerable and uncomfortable place. We can wade into the grief even when we know that it's deeper and older than all of us combined. But we can't stay there or we'll be swept away. And we can't abandon each other in the grief. Inhaling all this shared grief, but exhaling and remembering that we are creative and resilient, that we belong to each other. Bio says, may this decade bring more than just solutions, more than just a future. May it bring words we don't know yet. The term Anthropocene, first coined in the 1980s by biologist Eugene Stormer, is often used to describe this current era. It characterizes this age as the one in which human activity has inflicted profound change, including global warming, mass extinction, and widespread pollution, all which leave a distinct mark on the geological record. Anthropocene. New behaviors need new words. About 20 years later, philosopher Glenn Albrecht coined the term solastalgia, combining the Latin root for solace and the Greek root for pain. This new word, solastalgia, describes a form of emotional or existential distress caused by climate change. This is the experience of homesickness you have when you're still home, and the ways that it's changing are breaking your heart. It is the loss of identity and homeland and community. It's mourning the stories that we were told about how it would be. And in this era of unfinished cyclical mourning, we risk losing our ability to create true narratives of love. This is solastalgia. New emotions need new words. We're making new words to describe where we are and what we've done and how we feel about it. Just like we can create new words, we can create new ways of being. Bearing grief, inhaling the pain of a world that is homesick for home, breathing liberation, exhaling and feeling deeper interdependence with and connection to all forms of life. Just like we are grounded by taking low, slow, steady, and deep breaths, our theology and our rituals, our ways of living every single day, help us remember those truths of interconnectedness that are so important in these times of melancholy. Now, some people might call the exercise of tending to chronic grief with the energy of creation hope. But it's not about hoping that the systems that brought us here will save us, because they have already abandoned us. But the spring of hope runs deep for finding new and innovative ways that we can walk forward together. Hoping for and investing in new leaders with bright, curious minds who understand that our bodies belong to the earth. Hoping to find and foster communities that understand that what happens to the body of the earth happens to our bodies. Hoping for and working toward the shared realization that with each species lost, there is less of all of us and less of each of us. My prayer of hope is a spell of releasing our attachment to the status quo. It is a blessing for that place within us that speaks in cleverness and curiosity and embraces the chaos of change. On Friday afternoon, I spent some time at the home of First UU member Nancy Edwards and her husband, Bob Randall. Both Nancy and Bob have backgrounds in anthropology, and many decades ago were introduced to the idea of permaculture, a type of sustainability engineering. Permaculture is another new word created to explain an idea that is both indigenous and new for this industrialized time. And it is the work of creating sustainable human habitats by mimicking natural ecosystems. As I chewed on a piece of raw okra that we snapped off a nearby plant, Bob explained to me how the two large reservoirs on the southeast side of their home serve multiple purposes. That they collect rainwater that they're able to use day in and day out, that they provide protection against hurricane-strength winds, that they provide enough radiant heat in the winter to protect the Meyer lemon tree nearby. And should there be more rainfall than these could capture, the runoff water is diverted down a path that grows swamp milkweed, a critical food source for monarch butterflies. In Nancy's words, permaculture is planning how to get your air, water, food, shelter, power, transportation, and community at a local level. This means without waiting for or pleading to or electing the right people so that the government can save us, which they show no signs of doing. Now, I don't know how Nancy and Bob would feel about being called fugitives, but I think that this metaphor serves, finding new, creative, playful ways of interdependence and shared care out of what some would call no way at all. Thinking thoughts and taking actions that are so unfamiliar to many of the old structures and systems that we're told we are so beholden to. This is the kind of creative and changey solution seeking that makes possible a new way, that brings us back to each other, that nurtures this interdependent web of existence. Inhaling the grief that so many people with power don't love our shared future enough to make decisions that protect it for generations to come. Exhaling, knowing that our commitment to interdependence connects us to ancient practices of regeneration and kindness and belonging. It is an act of love to remember that the antidote to so many of our shared pains is connection, and that by living with a sense of our own wholeness, we draw nearer to the wholeness of all beings. We are not separate from each other, despite what these shared and existential fears may tell us. In knowing our individual and shared wholeness and completeness, we can focus on living in peace and harmony and be good stewards to all of that which has been temporarily entrusted to us. Bio says we need trickster approaches. We need ways of dancing away or dancing to these fugitive spaces, dancing to sanctuaries where we can practice shape-shifting, to grieve, to mourn, to play in the face of this storm. Bearing grief, inhaling the pain of the world, breathing liberation, exhaling and feeling deeper interdependence with and connection to all forms of life. This is choosing to breathe in ways that keep you connected with your body and the body of the world. As we sang with the children today, as I sang to my little niece when she was tiny enough to fit in the crook of my arm, Allie Halpert's words again. Loosen, loosen, baby, you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones, and you know that you can't. Trauma specialist Resma Menachem says that if we don't metabolize our grief, it metastasizes in our body. It is through our rituals of return to ourselves and each other that we begin to heal. So I wonder once again, and for the final time today, about you, beloveds. What new words are flowing from you? What new rituals and new communities and new covenants and new life is ready to be born, to breathe renewal into this time of collapse and suffering? If this sermon feels like it's full of questions, that's because it is. May we approach our uncertain future with an insatiable curiosity about what each of us, about what all of us are capable of. We must abandon the solutions that keep us trapped in cycles of sameness. We must give up fearing for end times and learn to live in the meantime, in this middle place full of confusion and grief, and make do with partial answers to our biggest questions. The scar of modernity afflicts us all, but in the Sierra Nevada mountains, that will always feel like home to me. It is the middle of the burn scar where the bright green aspens grow. Life and death are everywhere simultaneously. We must greet our grief with more than empathy and tenderness. We must greet it with as much cleverness as we can muster, as much creativity and willingness to change as exists within our souls. May the structures that keep us apart from each other and our world collapse. May the embrace of our shared grief nurture a verdant path to a changed future. And may your love and your life always bless the world.
Open your teal hymnals once again to number 1064, Blue Boat Home. Please rise in body or in spirit and lift your voices with me in song. Oh, below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say,
You'll find the words to extinguishing the flame in the order of service. Let us say them together now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Quiet friend who has come so far, feel how your breathing makes space around you. As we break our sacred space, may the abundance and care that we fostered here spill out into our wider world. May the week to come find you in places new and curious. May you carry softly the pressures of this world and remain open to the mystery of what's to come. Go today in peace and power.